Star Wars The Rise of Kylo Ren Issue 2 sees Ben learn from Snoke that the garden they are in was made to create some light in the darkness, but it didn't work as the owners were killed. Talk returns to the Knights of Ren and Ben thinks that he could learn much from them, and Snoke agrees since he wouldn't need to deny himself in the way that Luke Skywalker requires him to. Snoke wonders if the Knights would even take Ben Solo, but Ben says that he hates that name. Snoke says that he is named after the legends, and Ben says that he knows he's named after Obi-Wan Kenobi, and because of it he's supposed to be him apparently, and the Solo name is just a lie, just like his father. They are interrupted by a droid carrying a message from General Hux, but Snoke waves it away, making Ben question who Hux is. But Snoke says that he has more than just Ben as a friend. Snoke asks what is Ben's true name, since the Knights will want to use it when he becomes one, and it's the way of the dark side. He asks who will Ben become and sees it in Ben's mind, but the boy thinks it's stupid since he thought of the name as a child, which Snoke thinks is good since children's thoughts are pure. He tells Ben to cut away and kill the part of him he wants to rid himself of, and when he does that, the galaxy will hear that name and finally see him. Snoke warns him the admission price to the Knights of Ren is steep, but Ben doesn't care, saying he will do anything to join them. Snoke says locating the Knights of Ren will be his first task, and he will need to remember where he first met them. Years earlier, Ben, along with Luke and Lor San Tekka, travel to an ancient Jedi outpost Lor learned about. Snoke contacts Ben, asking if he is well, but he knows he is not. Ben says that he is fine, and they are on yet another mission with Luke to find Jedi artifacts, this time heading to the edge of the unknown region. Lor says that it's a High Republic era outpost, since this was a time of great expansion for the Jedi throughout the galaxy. Ben tells Snoke they are heading to a planet called Elphrona, and Luke will just take the artifacts from the outpost and lock them up in his temple. Snoke knows that the Jedi are good at doing that, since they see themselves as the master of the Force, and only them. Ben knows that he has learned much from Luke, but he never seems to want to use his teachings. Ben is broken out of his mental conversation by Luke, telling them that they are almost there, and thanks to Lor, they might find some interesting artifacts and even weapons, since he knows Ben likes them. Luke is glad that Ben came along, as Ben says he is as well. Landing down on Elphrona, they find the still intact temple, impressed that it is in such good condition. Luke tells them to move inside, but they need to be careful since there still might be traps active. Ben says that he will try to be careful as they enter the Grand Temple. Inside they find a treasure trove of artifacts and weapons, but Ben and Luke soon sense something cold as the Knights of Ren appear. Ren says that everything in the temple is theirs, and how they take it is up to their friends. Luke says that they are wrong since this is a Jedi outpost and everything in there belongs to the Jedi Order, which right now is him. However, he won't be the last of the Jedi for long. Luke tells Ren that they will leave with nothing but their lives, so Ren decides to show the Jedi Master what's what. Ben says that this is Luke Skywalker and he's a legend, but the Ren isn't interested, saying that the Knights of Ren are legendary, igniting his lightsaber. Luke tells Lor to get back and for Ben to protect him as he too ignites his saber. Ren says that Luke will be the first Jedi victim of his, and it's a shame, but he knows that they have serious ideological differences and the galaxy isn't big enough for both of them. The Knights attack and Luke fights them all, saying he's one man, but he isn't alone since the Force is his ally and it is powerful. He force pushes the Knights away, blocking blaster fire from Kuruk as he says the dark side is a hammer and it is clumsy and untrained, but the light side is a blade and so is he. He cuts Aplek's staff in half before asking if they've had enough. The Knights won't give up, so Luke uses the Force to take Kuruk and Trajan's weapons, crushing them, leaving only Ren with his saber. Ren clicks a button on the saber, telling them that it's a dead man switch, which if his hand comes off the saber, it will explode and take them all down with the temple. Luke says that it won't go the way he expects, and Ren can see that since he knows Luke is strong in the Force, so he will take his people and go, since life is too much fun to die. Before leaving, he tells Luke while he could see the shadow in all of them, he somehow can't see it in his apprentice as well. He warns Luke to be careful since Ben has a powerful shadow, but Luke tells them to leave. Ren removes his helmet, telling Ben that there are other paths than the Jedi one, and if he wants to try something different and learn about his shadow, he should come look them up. In the present, Ben returns to the outpost, retrieving Ren's helmet and putting it on. The helmet activates, and Ren is surprised to hear from the kid again. Ben says says that he needs somewhere to go, and Snoke said that they could help him. Ren tells him to come to Vanrak since they will be there before cutting the communication. Removing the helmet, Ben is confronted by the 3 remaining Padawans that tailed him to the outpost, and they tell him that he has nowhere left to run. Star Wars: The Rise of Kylo Ren Issue 2 continued to explore Ben Solo's descent into darkness by showing us the first meeting of the Knights and Ben. It was fantastic getting to see Luke Skywalker in his prime as a Jedi Master fighting the Knights, although he didn't really fight them since he was merely defending himself as a Jedi would, which fed into why Ben disliked his teachings since he saw it as Luke holding back and not reaching his full potential. It was great seeing Snoke play on that and kind of manipulate the boy without him realizing it and pushing him towards the Knights of Ren. I'm excited for the next issue and what will become of the last Padawans of Luke Skywalker. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.